very good information. For those distributors who want the recording will be done and will send to the leaders. If you want to go and listen to the presentation again, you can during your time. And I think it's very, very useful information. What I want to share with you is two things. One is what we've spoken about this a lot. It's called the gateway to our business. How to look for prospects and how to invite the prospects to look at our business. Then afterwards, I want to take some time the next few weeks to talk about the company's policies and procedures. You know, I have been almost every day I listen to Kendra Brassfield and listen and hear that the business, the New Life, is in the threshold of being a very, very large business. And the people who take the business now very seriously will really benefit in the future. But a very important part of this is distributors understanding the policies on the procedures that undergird our business so that our business can become a very long-term business. So you will bear with me and to share the screen with you. Let me see. Slideshow. Okay. I want to discuss with you how to find prospects. You will agree with me that when you start the business, the first week, the second week, the third week, you're very excited about the business and you speak to all the people you know. Maybe you've spoken to 30, 40, 50, 60 people, 100 people. Most of them say no. Some of them say, yes, I may be interested. A few of them actually join the business. But after that, you need a way to be able to get new names to your list, to be able to get new names of people you're going to speak to about our business. That is where finding the prospects comes, is actually one of the important skills of our business. When you start the business, let me say you're just signed into the company, you're excited, you fill the form, you paid for your kit, you've received your kit. Then your sponsor takes you through the basics of the business. You understand what PV is, what DP is. It explains to you what a manager is, senior manager, executive, all those terms. Then they take you the basics of the business, using the products, sharing the products, then building a team. The first step of building a team is to write a list of people. I would recommend that when you're starting the business, the day that your kit is being opened or your business is launched, write at least 20 names that your sponsor will help you to contact those people. And the reason for this is to build momentum. Once you've written the 20 names, keep updating until you reach 200 names or more. It's very easy to say that 200 names is a lot of names. It's true. But all of you, if you go to your contacts list on your phone, the average person has about 500 to 600 names on their contact list. So go there and take those names and write them down. If there's anybody there whom you haven't spoken to, write their names down. The second part on how to find prospects, use a memory jogger. This is simply a system that helps you to remember the people you may have forgotten. For example, take a profession A. Do you know any accountants? B. Do you know any business people? Do you know any bankers? C. Do you know any civil engineers? Do you know any chemists? D. Do you know any doctors? Do you know any electricians? So use the alphabet. Under each letter, write down 2 or 3 professions. Under each profession, write 3 or 4 or 5 people. You will easily reach 100, 200 names using that system. The third one is everybody that you know. You see, if you have experienced success in this business And let me say you join the business, you grow the business. In 2 years' time, you become a wealthy member. You're traveling with a company. Then you meet a friend of yours on your way to the airport, and you tell them, "Oh, I'm going to Egypt in May." Say, to do what? No, I joined a business 2 years ago, and I only invested $50 or $60, and the business has been very successful. Your friend will look at you and say, "Why didn't you tell me?" So, write the names of everybody that you know. The fourth part, add 2 names to your list on a daily basis. Why is that important? Because you're going to run out of names when you write names on your list. So add 2 new names daily to your list. Why? All of you will meet this. Today, you have met somebody you didn't know yesterday, either personally, or in a taxi or matatu, or in a bus, or at the bank, or in a doctor's place, or through social media. Today, you've met somebody you didn't know yesterday. It's very simple. Number 5, attend networking events to meet new people. I find this a very useful way to meet new people. Why? Because you need to go out of the house to attend these events specifically to meet new people. It could be a networking event that you need to pay, or it could be a networking event that you don't need to pay. Your activity, if there is family events, sports events, go to those events specifically to meet new people. And when you meet new people, don't tell them about the business yet. Get to know those people. I've enrolled to receive emails from Eric Worre, and one of the things he said, one of the most important skills you develop is your capacity for conversation. If you learn how to have a conversation with people, you'll get to know people. Some of them will like you, some of them won't. Some of them will join your business, but you need to have the conversation going to help people be comfortable in this business. Number 6, use social media to meet new prospects. This is a very, very powerful way to meet new people. And when you meet people in social media, get to know them, where they are, what they do, what their dreams are. A very simple exchange of information. Eventually, you'll get to meet these new people. You will ask the very simple question, to look at a business that you can build from your home. Very simple question. But a very key thing about this is awareness. The key is awareness. Awareness of the people around you. Awareness that the person sitting next to you might be your next director. Awareness that the person you meet on social media could be one of the most strongest distributors in your team. You never know who they are, but you need to talk to people. All right. So that's a way to find prospects. Very simple steps. Write a list of 200 people. When you're starting, write 20 and increase it. 2, use a memory jogger. 3, write everybody you know. Number 4, add 2 names daily. Number 5, attend networking events to meet new people. Number 6, use a social media to meet new prospects. Next thing is inviting people to look at our business. Because if you learn how to invite people correctly to look at the business, your business will grow. Because this is called the gateway of network marketing, or the gateway to our business. Remember, there are people who are looking for our business, and they will not hear about it until somebody will. And that should be you. You as a distributor who wants in your people who are looking. The reason Betty and I took a day or two to decide to join the business, because we were looking. What is the goal of inviting people? Remember, the goal to educate people to an understanding. Education and understanding is the goal. It is not to try and convince people. It's to try and educate and understand what our business is. A very powerful way to do this is asking the right question. I know sometimes when you start the business, very excited, but you need to regulate your excitement by asking a very simple question. What do you do? Is your business going? And then pop the question, by the way, are you open to look at a business concept you can do part-time? Or are you open to look at a business or products that you work part-time without leaving whatever you're doing? That question will be answered by, yes, I'm open, or no, I am not. If they say I'm open, I'd like to send you some information so that you can have a look at, then we can talk about it later. Now, the 4 things that are necessary for the process to be effective. 1, detach yourself emotionally from the outcome. This is one of the big struggles I had in the business. Because I understood what the business could do, I was very excited about it. I was very committed about the business, and I could see what the business could do. But when I met people who did not understand, it took me aback, and I actually felt quite frustrated. I remember one of my office mates, whom I invited for a business presentation. After the meeting, he turned and told me, Pascal, you are an engineer and you're selling soap. That really took me aback. And when I went to training, I told my sponsor, and he burst out laughing. Then he told me, now I know you're doing the business. If nobody laughs at you or nobody says something negative about your business, you're not doing it correctly. So detach yourself emotionally from the outcome. Number 2, be yourself. That is, stay the same person you are before and after the conversation. Number 3, be enthusiastic. One of the most infectious things about life is people who are enthusiastic, people who are cheerful. You tend to attract the right people. Number 4, be bold and confident. That simply means maintain a strong posture. It means that the person you're speaking to needs to sense that you truly believe in what you're saying and you believe this business is good. All right? Then let's go to the inviting formula. 1, be in a hurry. It simply means that whoever you're speaking to needs to know that you don't have a lot of time. Ask them the basic question. Number 1, be in a hurry. Number 2, compliment the prospect. The reason why you need to do this is to build rapport with your prospects. Number 3, make the invite. Number 4, get the commitment, confirm the meeting, and schedule the next call. Let's see how that happens in practice if you want to send a video to a prospect. Pick up the phone, call somebody, say, hey, John, by the way, I've got a question to ask you. I'm going for another meeting, but I wanted to know, are you open to look at a business concept that you can do from your house? Most people will say, yes, I'm open. Some people will say, no, I'm not interested. If they're not interested, okay, maybe I'll call you later. But if they say, yes, I'm interested, go to the next step. John, I know you're a very hardworking person. I'd like to send you a video that explains our business. The video only takes 10 minutes. If I send you a video now, would you watch it? Then you keep quiet. Why? Because now they're thinking, yes, I will. Most people say, yes, I'll watch it. Next question, don't send the video yet. When do you think you will watch the video? Now they're thinking about their time and their schedule. If they say, I'll watch it now if it's only 10 minutes long, or I'll watch it tomorrow. You say, okay, so if I send you the video, you're going to watch it this evening. You say, yes. When can I call you to find out so that we can discuss the contents of the video? Then they say, you can call me tomorrow at 10. I said, okay, I'm sending you the video now. Just make sure you watch it this evening. I'll call you tomorrow at 10 so that we can discuss the contents of the business. Is that fine? He said, yes. Okay, we'll speak tomorrow. That's the way you do the invite. You ask the person to commit to watching the video you're going to send them. Another example, you're inviting somebody for a person-to-person presentation. Hey, John, I'm going for a meeting somewhere, but I've got a question for you. Would you be open to look at a way to make extra income? John said, yes, I'm open. I'd like to invite you for a presentation. We have a meeting tomorrow at this hotel at this time. Can I come and pick you up? You may say, no, I'll make your way. I'll make my way there. Okay. The meeting starts at 2. If you come to the hotel, you will find me waiting at the entrance in a white jacket or a black jacket or a white shirt, something like that. So if that was okay, said, if for any reason something changes, please give me a call so that we can reschedule the meeting. But in the meantime, I'll see you tomorrow, 2 o'clock. The important thing is to always shift the responsibility to attend the meeting to the prospect, not to you. Okay? Then I want us to talk about the policies and procedures of Neolife. When Betty and I started this business, one of the things we went through was to read that document from cover to cover. Why? Because the speed at which our business was growing required us to have knowledge about what was expected of us and what we expected from the company. Sometimes we had distributors who said, can I advertise this business in the newspaper? Or can I open a shop? Distributors have got lots of questions. You as a leader need to know what the company expects of you and what you expect from the company. So the policies and procedures is divided into 5 sections, A, B, C, D, and E. The first part is a code of conduct that is expected from all distributors. Part A talked about distributorship. That is, what is the role of you as a distributor that you need to fulfill. The second part talks about, in fact, the first part is distributor, your relationship with the company. The second part talks about line of sponsorship. That is your relationship between you and the people you bring into the business. The third part talked about advertising, what you may or may not do. The fourth part talked about the products, because Neolife makes the products, and there's some specific policies and procedures the company expects you to follow. And the last part talks about the policies and procedures enforcement. Remember, if there are rules in any organization, those rules may be enforced, otherwise those rules have no meaning. So the last part is policies and procedures enforcement. Before we go, let me just share with you on the screen some of the policies and procedures. Let me see. All right. I'd just like to show you the first part, the code of conduct. This is a code of conduct for every distributor who joins the business. And the summary is this: every Neolife distributor code of conduct is based on our foundational principles. You realize that every presentation that we do, we always include the 5 foundational principles of our business. Number 1, absolute integrity. Number 2, putting people first. Number 3, products that work. Number 4, equal opportunity for everybody. And number 5, having a clear and long-range vision of our business. This is a heritage you as a distributor need to capture, maintain, and pass on. This is what the code of conduct for all distributors. I would encourage all of you, if you haven't read this, go back to your policies and procedure, read this code of conduct. It's got about 6 elements, the things that a company expects you to do. Conduct yourself in a friendly and professional manner. When you go to meetings, there are etiquette about all. Remember, prospects buy into you first before they join Neolife. So be a very good advert for the business. If you're a good advert for the business, you're going to attract the right people to join our business. Okay? So that is the code of conduct that all of us must adhere to if we are going to make this business a success. Now, let's get to, I want to go in a bit more. Today, I will not be able to cover all this because it's quite detailed. Today, I want to cover about distributorship, which is the longest part of our presentation. This is your relationship with Neolife as a company. The first one, independent distributor agreement. When you sign that form, you are getting into a legal agreement with Neolife that you're going to be a distributor of the company and you're going to adhere to the rules and regulations. All right? Independent distributorship. You are not an employee of Neolife. You're an independent contractor. That means you determine how hard you want to work, when you want to work, how fast you want to build your organization. That's independent distributorship. The other thing that is important, Neolife will not register a company, a partnership, or a trust in the application form. Only individual natural persons. That means a human being, husband and wife, or just a woman or just a man. Okay? But you can request the company to pay your earnings to a corporation, a partnership, or a trust if the reasons are acceptable to the company. All right? Compliance with local laws. The company expects you that you're going to comply with the local laws, federal, local laws, national laws of anywhere where you do business. Anywhere where your distributorship is registered, the company will expect you to adhere to those laws. One agreement per family. That means you cannot have a household where there are 2 or 3 distributorships. Husband and wife, one household is one distributorship, one agreement per family. If you have my children over the age of 18 who want to do the business, they will register separately. Okay? Because they have reached what is called majority age. Majority age is anybody who is 18 or above. In some countries, the majority age is actually 19 or 20. Some is 16, some is 17. But the age limit is 18 years or majority, the higher of the two. If the majority age of a country is 20, that's the age at which you can join the company as a distributor. All right? Then sponsoring distributors. It's very important that when you sponsor distributors, you take a responsibility. There is a legal agreement between the person you sponsor. A new distributor will be supported by 3 people. Number 1, the immediate sponsor. Number 2, the sponsor of the sponsor. And number 3, the company. These are the people who help the new person to build the business. The proviso is that the person who joins the business should avail themselves for training. That is why this business is voluntary. If you join the business, your sponsor has an obligation to train you, but they only have the obligation to train you if you avail yourself for training. Then active and inactive distributorship. Every year, for example, in South Africa, we pay 160 Rand to renew our membership. Each country has got their own membership registration. That means you need to renew your membership every year. What is this money for? This money goes towards payment of staff who run the company, payment for the equipment that Neolife has. It goes towards administrative costs that the company bears on your behalf. That is why we pay this annually. For me, 160 Rand a year is very little compared to what Betty and I have benefited. All right? If your membership expires, the company still gives you 3-month grace period to renew your membership. In fact, they normally send you a reminder that your membership is due for renewal. So make a small effort to renew your membership. Then the other issue is territorial. That means that, for example, Betty and I have registered to do business in South Africa. We can sponsor anybody in South Africa within the rules of the country. But we can also sponsor people outside the country who are in a country where Neolife is registered and conducts business. Okay? A very important thing to note, Neolife does not grant exclusive distributor territories or franchises. That simply means I cannot say that I want exclusive distributorship in South Africa. No. I can only build my business the way the company recommends by sponsoring and training people in this territory. Then international sponsoring. International sponsoring is what really makes this business exciting. It means you can build a business in countries where you don't live, but the company has systems in those countries that help the business to grow. And the to share with you is responsibilities of a sponsor. If you sponsor somebody in the business, remember, you've got an obligation to train them, to encourage them, to teach them about the products and teach them about the business. 2, you have the responsibility to encourage them to grow their business. 3, you have an obligation to monitor their activity so that they are in keeping with the policies and procedures of the company. It simply means that if your downline is doing something unethical, you have the obligation to tell them whatever you're doing is not correct. That is what, go and read the policies and procedures. It says exactly that you need to monitor the activities of your downline, and this protects everybody in the business. So ladies and gentlemen, this is what I wanted to share with you today about the policies and procedures. Next week, we'll also tackle a smaller part of it so that by the end of this session, all of us will be aware of what we need to do to make our business grow so that our business lasts as long as we live. Thank you, good night, and God bless.